Oh my god, it is finally here. What is happening, DC fans? I am Dial here with a teaser trailer review. Finally, we are getting our first look at James Gunn's Superman, the first official installment of the new DCU. Oh man, I am so excited. We're going to talk about this new teaser trailer that came out. Man, I have a lot of thoughts, and it's just getting me more hyped to see this movie. This film has now become, well, it's been this way for a while, but definitely is now solidified after watching this teaser that this is my most anticipated film to come out next year. Um, so before we get into details about the teaser trailer, I do want to mention real quickly about the motion poster that James Gunn released right before this. First of all, the poster looks amazing. Looks great. I love the colors on it. I love the stance that Superman is doing and the whole tagline of "Look up." I think that's beautiful. And like I said, all the vibrant colors and him just looking like he's flying up in the sky or about to shoot up to the sky. It reminds me a lot of it feels like a mixture of the original Christopher Reeve movie poster and Wonder Woman 1984, because I actually did really like the colors used in those posters as well, but it felt like a good mixture of those two, and it homaging the older posters that Superman had. But overall the poster looks great. And then it also released a little snippet of the score from the movie, which we're led to believe that that's going to be Superman's main theme for the film. And I love this theme. I love the music. It fits so well. And what I really love about it is that it's a mixture between it has a mixture of the vibe from Hans Zimmer when he did Man of Steel, and John Williams for obviously the Christopher Reeve Superman theme. It feels like a mixture of those two, and I thought it worked really, really well. I've said before that, like, I'm not one of those people that needs them to continue to play the John Williams score. I would personally prefer if they gave Superman an original theme for, whatever new version comes of Superman. They should have their own individual theme. Yes, John Williams' theme is iconic, but it's not something that I personally needed. Like, if you want to make new music, as long as it keeps the essence and the vibe of Superman, I'll be happy. But for me, this is the best of both worlds, because it's not full on copying the theme of John Williams. There are some notes in there that sound very similar to John Williams, but it's not fully just a copy of it. And also still having some inspiration from what Hans Zimmer did with Henry Cavill's Superman with the Man of Steel theme. It's like a mixture of those two vibes, and I really, really like that. But anyway, enough about that motion poster. Let's talk about this trailer. This trailer, I think, delivered as far as first impressions, as far as getting people excited to see this movie. That's, because there was a lot riding on this trailer. A lot of people saying that this is probably one of the most important trailers for DC to come out, because this is going to set the standard. It's going to be the launching point. And so James Gunn had to establish a tone and a vibe and pretty much give us a good feel of what we're going to expect, what we can expect from this DCU. And I thought they nailed it. I thought they absolutely nailed it. Now, if you're asking me personally, I probably would have waited to release this trailer probably around the Super Bowl. I think it's probably was a little too soon for them to release this, but regardless, I don't think it's that bad. I'll be happy whenever I get Superman content, whether it's, far away from the date or close to the date. I'll take anything I can get. But I think they're just showing confidence. This shows how much confidence they have in this movie that they want to release a trailer now. But But yeah, I think this trailer delivered as far as when I'm hearing other people's reactions to this trailer. For the most part, people really, really like this. So I think it did a good job to lay the first impression for people, especially for people that gave up on the DCEU before this and they see this trailer and they actually think this looks good. So that's the job of a trailer, to get you excited to see a movie. So I think it did its job. As for me personally, I was going to see this regardless, but marketing is everything, especially when you're trying to relaunch this new DC universe. They had to put their best foot forward. But yeah, I really like this trailer. What I'm really impressed about specifically is that it didn't feel like the typical James Gunn that we've gotten before, in a good way, because as far as the tone, as far as the vibe, it feels so different from what he's done before. You could tell James Gunn is treating this a lot more serious than his previous work, like this was a very serious trailer. Like there wasn't any jokes in there really. It had like, I wouldn't say like a moody vibe, but it's like, it did a good job showing the stakes, even though, we don't know anything about the story yet, but it's just as far as the tone, I think he nailed it. It felt like Superman for the modern era, and I was really impressed by that. As far as the look of the film, I think the look of the film looks great. The cinematography looks really, really good. The shots that he has in this movie, oh my god, it looks so cool. I think one of the biggest highlights people were talking about is when Superman was saving that girl from the stomp from that kaiju monster in slow motion. That was a beautiful shot. There was a lot of really cool comic inspirations from comic book panels as far as shots. So James Gunn, I think, is one of the masters of that. Yeah, for people complaining that Superman's suit didn't look that fitted on him, see, this is why I say you gotta wait to see his suit in the context of the movie. The suit looks a lot more form-fitted on him. It looks a lot better than it did on the set photos. I was on board from the set photos. I thought the suit looked good. I personally like the suit. It's not my personal favorite, but I do like how David Cornsweet looks. He looks like Superman. It looks great. But definitely seeing it in the context, it looks even better, and I'm getting more on board with it. But yeah, visually it looks great. Cinematography wise, I don't know if anybody else felt this, but like it felt like it had a similar cinematography or color palette with the Suicide Squad. It did feel like it had a similar color palette to that, which I don't necessarily have a problem with that because I liked how Suicide Squad looked. So as far as just consistency with color palette, cinematography for these movies, I guess that will be the vibe for most of them. We'll see what happens. But yeah, color. A lot of people complained in the Man of Steel with Henry Cavill Superman that there wasn't enough color. It felt very moody and desaturated and all that stuff. But this movie felt very vibrant. It felt very bright. The colors popping. So that's really good to see. I love Man of Steel, but I like that we're going back to having like visually looking more bright and colorful and optimistic. So I definitely like that. Let's see. Lois Lane looks great. Yeah, really cool. I like the shots of the Daily Planet. Definitely gives me that old school retro vibe that I'm used to seeing with the Daily Planet. So looks definitely out of a comic book panel. I can't wait to see how James Gunn realizes Metropolis in live action. Like, I like from what we're seeing so far, it's not trying too hard to be like, the real life. Like, it looks like it's actually trying to be a different type of city, So I think that will leave him more room to be more creative as far as how the city looks and how the city runs. So I'm excited about that. Clark Kent, I like that they're trying harder to make Clark Kent look different from Superman, so I respect the curly hair, even though, yes, I heard a lot of people comparing him to Tony Khan, and yeah, they're not wrong with that, but I respect them trying to do more of a drastic look for Clark versus Superman. It just makes more sense to me. But as far as the bumbling Clark Kent, that's not something that I'm loving so far. But once again, I got to see what happens in the context of the movie. I understand people like the bumbling Clark Kent. For me, I've never was a big fan, but hopefully James Gunn will direct that in a way where it's tasteful. Jimmy Olsen. Well, you see the shot of Jimmy Olsen in the teaser for the teaser. I don't really remember seeing a shot of him in the actual trailer, but yeah, he looks like Jimmy Olsen. I'm excited to see him. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Got the bald head, man. He looks great. Looks awesome. Looks menacing. There's a really cool shot with him holding a gun. Look, that's his James Bond shot. But yeah, I can't wait to see what Nicholas Hoult does in this movie. You got a shot of his Luthor Corp building. So I know for the longest time we were used to his company being called LexCorp, but now it's called Luthor Corp, which it's fine. It's not really a big deal. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what Lex Luthor does in this movie. Oh, of course we gotta talk about the opening shot of the movie that Superman crashes into the Arctic and he's bleeding and like barely can move, and then he whistles for Krypto to come and help him. That's probably the biggest thing I've heard. One of the other big things I heard from this trailer is the reveal of Krypto. And from the moment they said that Krypto was going to be in this movie, I was happy. I was so excited. This is the type of weird stuff that I want to see from DC. This is the type of over-the-top stuff that I want to see in this universe. And I'm so excited to see Krypto in this movie. He looks great. Like I like the fluffy Krypto. I don't mind that he's fluffy in this. Like he's adorable. And hearing from what James Gunn had to say about Krypto, it looks like he's not going to start out as like a good dog. Like he's going to have like more of a complicated relationship at first with Superman. So I'm interested to see how that's going to be handled. But yeah, Krypto looked great. I can't wait to see what he does with this. Another thing, going back to Superman crashing into the Arctic, a lot of people were shocked that they started the trailer showing Superman beaten up. And honestly, I think that's kind of addressing the people that's saying that Superman is too powerful and they don't like the God complex with him, or they don't feel like they can relate to him because he can't really die unless there's kryptonite or the Red Sun or Doomsday. But or magic. But yeah, like him being an invulnerable person, like it's hard to actually feel stakes with them. So I think that was kind of to address the skeptics of that showing that Superman can get hurt. He's not like 100% immortal. Now, even though it does seem like he can get hurt in this movie, I don't think they're going to completely nerf him. He's still going to be the Man of Steel, but it's just going to show a little bit more vulnerability with him, which I don't mind. Like, I understand why they did it. To try to get people to, get behind Superman as a character, you got to, ground him a little bit. So I get why they do it. So it's all in the execution, And I think it will. I trust James Gunn to, handle it properly. There's so much in this trailer. Superman's fighting a bunch of kaiju monsters in this, which is freaking insane. I love it. And what I heard James Gunn when he was making this movie is that he was inspired a lot by the Silver Age of Superman. So I can't wait to see. Like he actually said he was inspired by a bunch of different versions of Superman, but the big highlight when he was talking about this movie was that he was inspired a lot by Silver Age, and Superman fought a lot of monsters. So we're going to be seeing that in the movie, and I can't wait to see how that's done. I have no idea what these creatures are in the trailer. I don't know. I might do some research. I'm sure there's people in the comments that will speculate on what those monsters are, or they probably know from the comics, whatever. But I'm just excited to see, Superman fighting monsters. That's awesome. As far as the other heroes in this, Mr. Terrific looks great. And we had a shot of Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. Looks pretty cool. Got the bowl cut, that awful bowl cut, but it's Guy Gardner. That's exactly how his hair is supposed to look. I can't wait to see how Nathan Fillion is as Guy Gardner. We got Hawk Girl, all that stuff. Metamorpho, we got a one shot of Metamorpho. He looks pretty cool. Oh, one other shot that a lot of people were talking about is the kid, like holding up, putting up a Superman flag and praying for Superman to come rescue him, or whatever that situation's going on there. That moment right there felt so much like Superman. I think this is going to be a very hopeful, very inspirational type of film. This is the type of stuff I want to see more from Superman movies. Like the people actually, looking up to Superman, him actually being a role model, him actually having connection to the people of Metropolis. Though what I'm also saying is that there's also going to be a dichotomy of certain people that are afraid of Superman or don't like him. You saw that one shot of Superman going into a building and a bunch of citizens are angry, yelling, and then I think one of them threw a can at his head. So hopefully we get a good balance of the people that that are afraid of Superman, and then the people that are actually behind Superman. So I think that's a good thing to show, because if this is where the story is going to go, just showing Superman in a more modern time where it's a lot more of a cynical society, and having Superman around to be that beacon of hope, to make people want to be better as people. And I think that's also going to be reflected with the other heroes that are more cynical as well. Superman's going to be there to actually show them a better path, be the inspiration. So I can't wait to see all of that. I think it's going to be absolutely great. Also, don't waste any time showing the romance between Superman and Lois. So I can't wait to see how their relationship will develop in this movie as well. Yeah, man, this was a really, really good trailer. Really good teaser trailer. Like, they didn't give us anything with the story. It's just I don't think there wasn't even that much dialogue in here either. It was just giving us a vibe and a tone, and I thought what they did here, it definitely got me excited, and it got a lot of other people excited as well. Man, July cannot come soon enough. But those are my thoughts on the teaser trailer for Superman 25. What did you guys think about this trailer? Did this trailer get you more excited for the film? Were you not a big fan of the trailer? What were your favorite moments in the trailer? What were some things in the trailer that didn't work for you? Let me know your thoughts. I'm just you guys have no idea, man. This is, like I said, my most anticipated film next year, and I really hope they knock it out of the park. And I'm sure James Gunn is going to put all his passion into this movie, and all the performances in here, I'm sure it's going to be great. The action's going to be great. The world building for the DC universe, it's starting off on a really good footing. Man, what a time to be a DC fan. I think we're going to be eating good these next few years. Back on top, as they should be. But yeah, comment your thoughts down below and let me know.